Gloria Steinem. But what about grandmothers? Gloria Steinem's grandmother was the first woman elected to the Toledo, Ohio Board of Education. She testified to the U.S. Congress and was active in the suffrage movement to get the vote for women. In addition, her mother had been a successful journalist before she was put out of commission by chronic depression. Talk about a family lineage. Your mother was a journalist, right?
Yes, she was.
And was your grandmother was a suffragette or Marxist?
I didn't know that my grandmother, who died when I was 5 or 6, was a suffragist and had traveled and addressed Congress. And I mean, I didn't know it. People brag about what they think in the family is worthwhile. So they would tell me she had 4 sons, she kept a kosher table, she, right? Not that she was the first female elected to the school board in Toledo and ran on a ticket with the anarchists. So they didn't tell me that part, right? So it took me a while to discover that. Also, my mother had, I'm sorry to say, felt she had to give up everything she loved, which was her career in journalism, her friends, and so on, quite a while before I was born. So I didn't know that. I only discovered that later.
Yeah. You almost wonder if there's a genetic thing, something that just gets passed down.
Well, my mother did always, she loved books. She taught me how to open a book and run your finger down the spine so you don't break the spine. She taught me how to take a piece of typing paper and fold it into thirds, which is what reporters did then because there were no reporters' notebooks, and hold it in your hand so you could take. So she knew lots of poetry by heart, and I still know it because I would hear her recite it. What's sad to me is that she couldn't become herself, really, and do what she loved.
Interviewing Gloria Steinem was one of the big highlights of my professional life. She is funny, smart, witty, profound. You can see my full interview with her at my webpage, rickgilbert.net. The family we were born into, the place where we are born, the historical period of our birth, all shapes who we become as much as our DNA. Clearly, the answer to the psychologist's question is both nature and nurture.